Hi students, how you doing? How was your weekend? Did you have fun staying inside despite all the rain that happened? But there were some moments there was a little bit of sunshine. So maybe you went and, threw some balls around at the court. I don't know what you did. Hopefully you had fun. Anyways, just to catch you up, last week we wrapped up the Maui and Polynesian unit that we were working on. So there was a paragraph response you had to work on, and there was two options for the Maui Moana paragraph response. So you would want to pick one of those paragraph response, and if you check out the slideshow for last week, it also includes a video for the race strategy, which helps you write a constructive response. So if you look over that strategy, it will help you with one of the two options that you pick. Again, if you didn't do the assignments previously before the paragraph response, those two assignments tied to the Maui and Polynesian mythology and Maui the Lost Sun, where you collect evidence and compare, will also help you do the legwork for that constructive response. So maybe that's where you need to start if you didn't get around to the paragraph response. But if you are all up ahead on all that unit and you're done and you're ready to move on to something new, I have posted a new assignment for a new unit that we're doing this week, which is a science fiction mini unit we're doing. So for the first part, again, what is science fiction? What do you know about science fiction? So that's what you're going to do for the first part. You're going to write what you know. And there's some questions for that first part in the Google Doc that I posted under classwork. And maybe look up those questions and just write what you know. Maybe you don't know that very much. Just write what you know about science fiction. And those questions will sort of guide your thoughts and your thinking. Then when you're done with that, you can move on to the second part, which is then to write, what more would you like to know? What would you like to know? I think science fiction is very interesting because it's very relatable and it's kind of realistic. It could happen. So what do you think could happen? What would science fiction tell you about things that are possible? So you would want to write that in the second part. Then for the final part of this little web search activity that you're doing, you'll want to look over the document elements of science fiction, read all the different definitions of the elements that you can find in science fiction, then come up with some examples of either novels, films, or TV shows, or graphic novels that display those elements of science fiction. So for each element in that chart that you find in your Google Doc, write 2 examples. And if you can't, maybe look up some examples. So maybe if you didn't know a book or a movie that showed one of the elements of either like philosophy or war or whatever, look up those examples and then put them in there. So anyways, I just want to get you guys familiar with the elements of science fiction. So this is a good way to sort of like dip your toe into the pond. So again, if you have any questions for me on assignments from last week that we were for wrapping up the last unit, or questions about the current unit that I posted for this week, please email me from 9 to noon on Monday, or anytime, but the quickest time is 9 to noon. Or if you like to set up a time to have a video chat where you can't see my face, but you could hear me, do that. Anyway, have a good day, have fun, and enjoy the new world of technology and aliens.